Welcome back, Fantasy Moto fans, to the PulpMX Fantasy Show. I'm Donnie from RotoMoto. In this video, I have 5 riders I want you to look at when making your picks for the 6th round of Pro Motocross at Southwick, tips for the FFL, the weather report, a race day schedule, and an early look at what my team could be come Saturday night. And stick around until the very end to find out how you could win race shoes and autographed memorabilia, even if you aren't good at the game. This is the first weekend without any major mainstream additions to the ins and outs list. Ryder DeFrancisco stays with the pro circuit team for another weekend before he returns to the amateur ranks to compete at Loretta Lynn's. One popular privateer that will be missing is Grant Harlan. No injury to report. The Hawaiian native is just taking the weekend off to save some travel expenses and take a little mid-season rest, and Caden Amarine will also return this weekend. For this weekend, I have 3 guys to target, 1 guy to avoid in a high handicap for you gamblers out there, starting with the little class, working our way up. 250 All-Star. Just as everything was getting tight, we get thrown a bone. Jet Lawrence's handicap is north of 0 after his unfortunate mechanical DNF in the first moto. It cost him the red plate, but luckily for us, that makes him very pickable this weekend. Jet has finished top 2 in 80% of motos this season, and outside of his DNF, the only other moto finish he has is a 4th, meaning he is as good as gold this weekend, and thanks to his neg handicap last week, he should be available for just about everybody. A double eligible rider to look at this weekend in the little class is Pierce Brown. Unfortunately, the TLD Gas star has hit a patch of bad luck this season, culminating in a double DNF weekend at Red Bud that was a bit out of his control, but that balloons his handicap all the way up to a 5, which is amazing for a guy that has finished in the top 12 in every single moto that he has completed, and as high as 7th in back-to-back motos at the opener. On the 450 side, let's talk an all-star to stay away from. On paper, Justin Barcia's 5 handicap seems like a no-brainer, but did you know that he's only been top 6 in 3 motos this season? He is starting to come on strong with 2 top 5s in the last 4 motos, but there are just simply better picks out there. Someone you might want to give a second look at this weekend is Garrett Marchbanks. The 450 class rookie historically has not been known for consistency, but this year something is different. A 3 handicap, the number 35 has been top 13 in every single moto but 1 this season and has finished as high as 8th. He's not going to blow you away with an 80-point day, but the Utah native has been surprising this year and could be a great counter pick if you were looking for a safer consistency type of guy. The high handicap hero of the round, given to a rider with a handicap of 10 or more that I think has a realistic chance to score massive points this weekend if you're the type of person that likes to sweat out 2 35-minute motos for a big payout. This might just be the week of Rod Bell. An 11 handicap gives the 55 both a good cushion and good upside, not to mention the fact that this is the closest to home Rod Bell gets to race in the series. His 6-hour drive isn't exactly what I would call home field advantage, but the privateer is looking to bounce back after the most disappointing weekend of the season for him, and what better place to do it than one that is right along your own coast. Moving on to the FFLs, the 250s are a mess. Hunter Lawrence gets his 3rd and now becomes the favorite, but not by much. 7 different riders and 10 motos. I think it's just best to sit this one out unless you're going for broke this weekend. In the big class, I don't even think I have to say it, Ken Roczen has been lights out dominant this year in the opening segment like we expect of him. He started off the year 5 of 6 and only missed out on 1 at high point by half a bike's length in the last corner. Can or bust until further notice. We stay in the Eastern time zone for a few more rounds, and this one is an early one. Qualifying coverage begins on MAV TV Plus at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. RotoMoto Patreons will enjoy the enhanced cheat sheets at 11:30 Eastern, with the general sheets released to Twitter and Instagram about an hour before the gates drop. But this one's a little bit weird. Starting at 1:30 Eastern instead of on the hour, the first moto of the day will be on NBC Peacock before moving the rest of the 4-moto program over to MAV on Flow Racing. It's going to be a warmer one on the East Coast, 84 degrees during the motos with just a bit of cloud cover to keep things cool. I wouldn't worry too much about rider fitness this weekend and instead put that energy towards equipment reliability instead. Before I show you my early team, I want to talk about Maxxis Tire coming on for all 12 rounds so I can deliver these videos for you. You know Maxxis Tire, you know their MXST tire designed by the King of Supercross and my all-time favorite rider, Jeremy McGrath. It is the newest and most advanced tire in the Maxxis MX lineup, featuring an all-new tread pattern, compound, and composition to provide the stability, predictability, and traction that the upper tiers of motocross demand. The entire SGB Honda team runs Maxxis on their race bikes, including PulpMX show favorites and on-again, off-again rivals Alex Ray and Kate Gleason. Available at your local retailer and also at motosport.com. PulpMX.com. My Thursday team looks like this. Give me Jet Lawrence at a 1 handicap, Red Bull KTM's Max Voland at a 3, TLD Gas Pierce Brown's 5, as well as Barek Suzuki's Derek Drake coming into the weekend at a 12. 450 side, let's go Christian Craig at the all-star spot with a 7 handicap. I also have Max Anstey penciled in after his disappointing opening round at Redbud. Local pro Chris Canning with a generous 9 this weekend. And round out the squad is high handicap hero Justin Rodbell at an 11. The prize for the highest Championship League score at Southwick will be a race-worn Christian Craig jersey, but if you're not great at fantasy, that is okay. If you want a chance to win something like this autographed Dean Wilson O'Neal jersey, consider joining me over on Patreon for just about $1 per week. You are entered to win race used and autographed memorabilia, and insiders and above double their entries, as well as an exclusive podcast talking fantasy stats on every rider in the field, and that enhanced cheat sheet that comes out every single Saturday. Link for that will be in the description below. And as always, don't forget to follow at PulpMX Fantasy at RotoMoto on both Instagram and Twitter for injury updates as the weekend rolls on, qualifying info, stats and banner throughout the race itself, and those fantasy cheat sheets once qualifying is done and wrapped. Thanks for watching the PulpMX Fantasy Show presented by Maxxis Tire. My name is Donnie. May your chiz this weekend. Remember that 8 is great. And most important, have fun. Good luck, y'all.